fine.
Koto jersey no so fatal.
Metoyo.
Me ba wo ba adwuma ha na ye ball pa bi se be ha me ana de.
Me say jersey ni metoyo, simple issue keke. Indeed.
Ade me bisa say jersey no wi ai.
Say me catch.
Me say jersey na wo hye no.
Yeah.
E fatal.
Aye.
Asma me kai.
And I say
wo se metoy.
And I say the music ato dey say fatal. That's in my pa na kameta dey fatal. Ade we this gato. When one she would do to just the and fatal there is a mistake. So also there fatal.
That's right.
Me just say you production. You money Diana.
Why? That's right.
Okay, I'm sorry. We
have Richard production.
We have Richard production.
Are just maybe if you are Diana.
Say we were no music on the
no music on the
we were very near the umbrella.
Oh, okay.
But I'm production. It's here Kotokoda. And I think that the last time I had a baby kind, baby Ofia, Meto, Island Castle. I mean, Meto Fatulo. Fondex, no.
Baby,
Oba, Obinia Biato.
Not on what to me.
I has if one of some more just in available in to be share.
Okay.
Minya come more bought Madrid Phantom na mommy. But
copyright.
Minya come more bomb me. Same will be a canon. In the last maybe 5 years or 6 years, this probably is the biggest Classico that we've seen. And it is not even difficult to hype the game. And the reasons are simple. The main actors from both sides of the club, no, both for Real Madrid and in Barcelona, have proper stars at any realize this is here. Maybe they were not on the level of Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, but in the context of the Grand Classico, these two teams are the players that can front it. And then in modern day world football, the top talents are in the conversations of football are in both clubs. So only top 5 footballers the way we are saying. Now so see who is our talents now. You will find them in Madrid and then you will find them in FC Barcelona. And the names are easy to mention. Mbappe, Vinicius Jr, Lamine Yamal, of course Rafinha, they are taking the world by storm. You can add Vinicius Jr, you can add Pedri Gonzalez. They are the best players in the world as it stands now. And one very, very important thing here is say, in the last 5 El Clasico games, Madrid had an upper hand over team like Barcelona. And wait, the 2 managers on the dugout, Carlo Ancelotti are very experienced in football in the general sense and also in Spanish football and specifically in the Grand Clasico. In the Clasico, this is going to be the debut one for coach Hansi Flick. But in the single one Hansi Flick in the context of Barcelona, almost in the last 5 months, against Real Madrid. But a starting season, the results after 8 games, Valladolid more, Betis more, Girona more, Barcelona being dominant in these games, scoring consistently and then controlling our games. Emma Hansi Flick and come Emma from a place of disadvantage. Although say in the debut game in the Clasico, and Mane and Luki say, oh, maybe Hansi Flick a young team, no, the team more confidence because all the games that they've played, even in the very one in the La Liga, no, Oma is very, very dominant in it, and because of rotations, it's not to be so much. And you go into this game with a lot of confidence. The bad side is that, in terms of the Clasico, with respect to Barca, any coaches, in the last 10 years, and the only 2 coaches and I'm in the first game in the Clasico. Not even 10 years, spanning from the days of Josep Guardiola. Only 2 Barcelona coaches. And I come on the first game of the Clasico and I'm waiting. And it is Tito Villanova and a branch of Josep Guardiola. Xavi Elusi in the first El Clasico. Ernesto Valverde in the first El Clasico. Luis Enrique in the first El Clasico. All of them. So now in the first El Clasico. It is difficult for them to get results, especially when they are going away to the Santiago de Bernabeu. So Hansi Flick is no mean a manager. But in the context of the Grand Clasico, the club Barcelona are not at a level where in terms of data, any the last 2 games here, but not the quality, but the upper hand in terms of data to win match. No? And then also as a manager, all of the Barca managers in recent times have struggled to win their first El Clasico against Team FN Real Madrid. But, Rich, when we talk about pure form, say, Team Onimbo, now Ojina Park, so Onimia Oya. Although Madrid have not lost a game this season, so only Madrid see now you must see one man. The team now have exerted the most control of one match. You will come and you see that Madrid have struggled on the other hand to control games, and then they have been forced to depend on the individual brilliance of the team to get a job done. In fact, Carlo Ancelotti can several times say the players will take some time to adapt to send your person on a ball. Say what's your Barca this season? You can several times say there is a record that is standing at Kita Barca for, and Nipa original one more person breaking record in Real Madrid dating back to September 2023. 42 games Obianche Madrid. Obianche FC Real Madrid. I think about 30 plus wins and about 11 or so draws in a Madridena. Anything for you to beat them. The last time they lost was in a Madrid derby against Atletico de Madrid. And since then, they have either won or drawn a game. But La Liga sa record na La Liga ni no. Ekita team my friend FC Barcelona. Barcelona now got 43 games in the Clasico. Obianche 43 games in the Grand Clasico. Obianche and it is here 43rd game in Barca ebebo Madrid ebebo to make sure say omobe equal sa record no with Real Madrid is being held by FC team my friend FC Barcelona. Like I said in the preamble, the groundwork now has been laid, and you know be the Kokoye. Nature has just put everything together. Players never won for the very first time in a long time on both ends. On top, also the Spanish La Liga table now. Barca Dasoro, Madrid at second. Say Madrid Shah closing the gap. Say Barca Shah Obiemu. Say a drawer. It keeps the whole job at the same level. On the part of Barcelona, almost very, very good results. But Lusu Bako almost say a lot of goals. For Real Madrid, the players have come. Almost a very, very good in terms of controlling of games. But then again, in all of that, they get a job done. And it means that once that is the case, tactically, the game goes into one dimension in terms of where the game will be won or lost. And why do I say so? And it's natural for almost every Barcelona team beer will be say Oboboa. The first point of view, the first principle is about control. Barca team be even this Hansi Flick Barca team, I see a very direct squad. They have some of the best controllers in the middle of the pack. They have some of the best controllers at the back in the defense no, to exert certain level of control. And in more, you can several times. So, the control is in how much you keep the ball. The control can be how well you press. The control can be how well your passes are, and even how direct your attacks are. Una control was adding. Barca control. Any effort to manage the team over this season, but or thriving in chaos. And the last example was that game against Dortmund. Barca about the first half. Dortmund don't control the game. Madrid could not afford to exert any form of control or some matching. But in the second half, Omo decided they will thrive on the chaos. They will leave the spaces. They will take risks. The brilliance of those players shown in such structure, they come up, and that is where Vinicius Jr. and reminding will be saying, on Monday, he may walk up that podium and then win the Ballon d'Or. That is where Kylian Mbappe can pop up and get a job done. That is where our right friend Jude Bellingham can also rise to the occasion. It tactically, like minus versus plus, it fits into it, and it sets up a huge tactical analysis for that game. In 13 games, Hansi Flick Barca side actually a whooping 43 goals. Whooping 43 goals.
And it's incredible.
Incredible return in front of goal. And key amongst them, in the front three, Rafinha, Yamal, Lamine Yamal, any Abrantia, your friend Robert Lewandowski, Mbappe on the other hand, in terms of the La Liga, and a second share half of the goals are Robert Lewandowski share. Mbappe share just 6 goals. Lewandowski share 12 goals in there. Vinicius Jr. 5 goals. Madrid any as much as the goals now. Barca but it doesn't change anything in terms of the analysis. The general classicals no about Madrid 105 wins, 52 draws, and then 100 wins for team friend Barca. It means he said there isn't even too much difference between the two, and that is why today's El Clasico no next level. After all of that, the El Clasico may mean more to one man than Ubia. We a football fan as a Madridista and as a Barcelona, and I bet now TV wanting to enjoy the game. But for one man, a bit near the point his life actually totally changed.
And who is that man?
Boy, now you want Santa Gonzalo or Brazil. No? Yeah, about Madrid than the first 2 to 3 years. Now, I'm fan for Sereno. The boy who has dealt with a lot of adversities throughout the growth in Madrid, from racism to not having a tour on a national team to say Edu maybe can focus on the impossible man because on Yade, and then now getting on top. Now he rich. The boy is Vinicius Jr. And then Brazilian national team for your videos are almost send it to almost all of Vinicius Jr. and now for 4 in a bush and 4 there, telling him say they believe in him. And nobody say Yami Adama Monday or Beji Ballon d'Or. In Brazil there, Omajatu. But how coincidental will it be? Say the biggest day of Vinicius Jr. career as a player. Now all quoting the Ballon d'Or. He is being given one more test. Bibia, see about Medinani and say, oh, in the last few years, even from say the last days of Abranche FN Karim Mustafa Benzema, ever be few Madrid team ni makoro. Say na boss Madrid per se o chane ni show baby. Now to show player be a bit me say okay, me changing the game. I will take the game by the strap of its neck and then I'll turn it around, give you goals and assists, go to the fence and round them up, and then push us to the finish line. It has consistently been Vinicius Jr. But you see, oh, I can't say Ballon d'Or Obeje. But so Obeje, yeah, one more dance at the Santiago Bernabeu and then remind all of us. It is the greatest fixture, the biggest fixture to in Europe as you speak. Probably the best in the world. And let everybody know once again. Say Vinicius Jr. no, Obeje turning your man around. And then you see Vinicius Jr. see. Anything that make us say, maybe as a flicker on the personal goals, or so much you Carlo Ancelotti on the personal goals. For Mbappe, he probably has come a year or 2 late. It is a team that Vinicius there. At least from now till Monday, the team is for Vinicius. Until Mbappe does something monumental in this season, it takes the swing of the team to France and to Onukele return Mbappe. And Vini there. It for Vini. I'm expecting to say Obefa match in a personal power. I won't be surprised. Say Vini team. Onanga Sandy has been told, he has told himself.
No, I'm sacking home.
Say
this is the game as I'm trivia.
Yes.
As I'm just statement.
Exactly.
Emo Bion say Ochina.
Yeah.
And as a Monday.
Yeah.
Ballon d'Or na me kwadi.
Yeah.
Enye fluke.
Enye fluke.
Minim ball the ball.
Yes.
Because you share the best team. You believe say I mean we Real Madrid
exactly.
a year. Aha.
Exactly.
Yemi enu ni asono.
Yeah.
Mama we are sitting there say me ball minim ball. Madrid dey team down so.
Exactly.
So mama come make a statement.
I mean come make a statement na mo bia hu say ball no you betimi ahye.
Na Barca for mama na ball.
E ho na problem no one.
Barca for ne man na mo ball.
E ho na problem no one. And anytime make a choice say okay as a flick on the touchline almost say personal for him. Because other person Obekasa class of first El Clasico wins of Tito and Pep Guardiola. Say they don't see being better Cosro. But Vini will walk onto the field of play knowing that he wants to win. Including how we think the game will be won or lost. You need a tactical analysis. Then me and Tom to also make their own conclusions of it. Certain things I confirm, maybe one man confirm, and I'll use hedging words and confirm now. In post. Because of Thibaut Courtois' absence, you himself branch a friend Andre Lenin and a barber that posting him. At fullback on the right hand side, Dani Carvajal Lepra. You himself one Shania Carl Ancelotti more defensive or chance of protecting Echirentino. He may think of dropping a branch friend Lucas Vasquez, playing either of Eduardo Camavinga or Chimeni at right back, and then having a back four of Militao, Rudiger, and a branch friend of Fellaini Mendy. But for the purpose of this analysis, you had Lucas Vasquez in a better order. In Fiifi Manfred, you himself Madrid would want to get something. And idea about so many the numerical superiority in the middle of the park. In terms of the technical control, I bet to be for say Barca Ebenya control, but Yenya members no behind the ball. See Yenya ball now, Yenya good ball carriers say almost turning the possession over na see Yenya. You bet Yenya carry kakra. If we are waiting for Mbappe and Vinicius to get into space, again with Jude Bellingham, you are an outlet to hold that play and go long, to hold up the ball and bring Vinicius and then Mbappe next to him. It will feel Chimeni, Valverde, Camavinga, and a branch of friend Jude Bellingham, and act up Vinny, and a branch of friend Mbappe. And money no because this same structure, personnel in the assassin, and a Madrid any year Jumano against him, your friend FC Barcelona last season against Xavi. And it was a branch of friend Jude Bellingham, and Nibiako from Kakra because he's not scoring the goals, Richard Bekaya. Last season, Abana Jude goes. Looking at there is another one from Massa for Woka say possibly you bet me that Luka Modric as part of it. I don't want to agree that Madrid will start with a bunch of friend Luka Modric to Fiifi. I don't think so.
So starting now.
Yeah.
Ebeye me say only Borussia Dortmund won BBI in the first half.
Yeah.
Because in the first half. Yeah. Obi Osha Madrid game ni bia Madrid that job especially at the midfield. That team jib ball now no one
run circles around Modric side.
Nti I want to say yeah go first half Madrid that from 2-0.
Yeah.
I don't think Obesa starting Modric. Modric was never bad. When I be on say game no afraid of so close game no. Not na be jina ball so using experience. On started I don't think so.
I hope say on your some mistake. On the part of Barcelona Rich. Hansi Flick dadling can see a back in my opinion. And in number 10. Between two players. Meaning, me was a master for me break and say, oh, I didn't see almost Frankie de Jong next to Pedri. Na enya Pedri Frankie de Jong. And I said, I went to Caicedo Frankie de Jong because of transitions. But I don't think that will happen today. The Pedri Caicedo pivot has worked. It has worked as against FC Bayern Munich. I'm working against almost everybody. Maka said physically, almost the best in terms of physicality, but almost had tenacity, aggression, energy levels to press and cover ground for team friend FC Barcelona. The biggest headache for FC Barcelona and is whether to start Fermin Lopez or play Dani Olmo. As the 10 in the house space. Because he has done several times here. In terms of the back four, open master team media, you are obviously going to get the back four that you are looking for. Say, oh, okay, you are going to get Inigo Martinez, Pau Kubasi, in 4-3-3. Once you get Inigo Martinez, Pau Kubasi, you get on the wing Alejandro Balde and a bunch of Jules Koundé. Barca will build with a back three like this. Now, Jules Koundé, Pau Kubasi in the middle. Then in the middle of the pack, a bunch of Alejandro Balde will keep the weight for them. Then it will push a bunch of Rafinha inside to do a lot of work without the ball. Then at the base, Umenya Casado at the first line, then a bunch of Pedri next to him in a 3-2 base of ball progression. Then right ahead of them, either Fermin Lopez or Dani Olmo is going to be there. I would rather want Hansi Flick to go with Fermin Lopez. Because Lopez has proven to be a good outlet. Yeah? Against Bayern. Consistently, one of the things, and this is an annotation of Barca for the build up against FC Bayern Munich. Say, Pau Kubasi no box not so breaking lines now. He doesn't go through the middle again. Say, Pedri actually play up here. Say, I went to find Casado and go into the space quickly because of Kubasi. Our very good line breaking ability. He goes quickly into the path of Kubasi. About Fermin Lopez, sorry. Ultimately, ball under pressure. Ultimately, receiving the ball under half 10 and then place forward. I am thinking that Madrid will not necessarily press FC Barcelona across the field of play. Almost a certain pressure on press Barcelona. And one of the players I mean Pepe, someone that will press Barcelona is when the ball goes to Jules Koundé on the side. So on the corner there. Madrid will send information to our friend Federico Valverde or whoever plays on that side of the diamond to put pressure on Jules Koundé. No one can say it. Okay. Because it's on the opposite side of game. You know? Once they do that, Mbappe and Abrante friends Vinicius Jr. will get into space and then they will hit Tima, your friend FC Barcelona. The game is definitely going to be essentially about risk reward for Real Madrid. How much risks are Madrid willing to take? The more risks will be taken, the more there is a possibility for reward. And the reward of soaking the pressure. Jaina Basa Mobon, yes, you're direct. Okay, Jano. On Fabon and Mabibri, or the Boneba. Yes, you bet me turning over now. Near she goes against them. That is what I think say the game is going to be hinged on. Essentially, Rich, if you put me to the sword, my money is on Barcelona. I know. Record now the Bernabeu and yet. Record against them and yet. Barca force struggle to play against them. But as an analyst, the data I've seen, any the tactical setup I've prepared for this game, I think the Barca 4, there was slight advantage in my books to go away to the Santiago Bernabeu and upset the odds. But if the game ends in a draw.
Draw?
Yeah.
Maybe only 2-1.
For Madrid?
Yeah, Real Madrid 2-1. And then Rafinha Beshe go Barcelona.
But on the other side, no Madrid
Beshe 2 goals.
Okay. Rich, on Sunday, there are 2 big Premier League games. This and next Saturday, Aston Villa, Bournemouth, Everton over there. We are expecting to see them Brentford, Ipswich Town, Brighton, Wolverhampton Wanderers, Man City, Southampton. Man City won a run of about 26 games, only unbeaten. Southampton and Germany, and we expect that they are going to win. Everton, any Fulham is another big game that's going to go on. Then on Sunday, there are a lot of games. First one, and he said, "Minim say what's it? They are Mikel Arteta Eka. He is going away to go and play against Liverpool. Martino Bakobono. Our issue of personnel. Bukayo Saka is available. William Saliba is available. He has an issue of where almost every player is important to him. Ricardo Calafiori, Julian Timber, they are all not there, but he's playing at the Emirates. And I'm looking at this team and I'm saying, Michel Liverpool, when they played against Timber, your friend Leipzig in the Champions League, the biggest problem inside game against Chelsea at Anfield was the press. But this time, Leipzig, it wasn't a passive press. And again, social Liverpool, it's about risk reward. I'm thinking that today, Brentford Diogo Jota is going to be in there for Liverpool team. And regardless of what happens, I don't see Arsenal losing inside game against my friend in Liverpool. It will feel at the Emirates. Enzo Maresca can sing me about Rhys James. Now, it can either go well or go bad. Maresca and now in his pre-match press conference, he said, I say the team needs new leadership, sir. Now, according to Maresca, I say, Rhys James, he understands what we expected more. We expected more from him. He is one of our guys from the academy. But this is one of the reasons why he has to show more in terms of personality. When you don't have a proper leader, you need to build that. I think we don't have a proper leader. Probably, Tosin is one of the guys. So the rest, we need to build them. Rhys is on the way, but he is not there. He needs to make effort in that one, according to Coach Enzo Maresca. Rhys James needs to make a lot of effort in terms of being a proper leader with Chelsea team in him. And he goes on to speak about the fact that, what's a Chelsea team now? Almost said that needs our leadership ability, and in going to play in a game against Newcastle United, you will need leadership. Because Newcastle for are very physical. So watch a Rhys as a person, or a little bit of an introvert, as on Penn and Wassem, or you can say Frank Lampard, more person the performances and a check how good of a leader he is, and more nobody on person make a brain or maybe instructions. Say maybe you as a professional there, I expect that you follow suit. But on the field of play, what's in the manager ABC feeling what they say in a game like Newcastle United, Rhys has to show himself or imposing a home on your more physical, on your boys in Casa, on your own Casa, and to get the best out of them. Adriana Maresca, Oyebi on a branch of friend in Noni Maduiki. What can you see? Maduiki the share hat trick. Oyebi on a branch of friend Nicolas Jackson. Nicolas Jackson the share back to back against West Ham. So it looks as if say a tried and tested method for him. Say, believe say in young players, we say no. If he pushes them to get the best out of them, they'll rather work harder to get better. In recent times wasan so ye bi on abranche femi Mihalo Modric okache Modric say Misha is Misha so anye no dey about don Mobi then Modric goes around to Panathinaikos because gets a goal goes onto the touchline and says thank you to Enzo Maresca it as Enzo Maresca enim saade no onim say Chelsea players say no motie we push them I will get the best out of them that's what we are hoping for now or can say no pre-match press conference no any 5 hours and I use James Echo on Instagram and I could post a picture where Enzo Maresca Genechia Osre saying that preparation and may assume say he has taken the memo from the coach because which baby at Chelsea team need this game against Newcastle United is the most critical for Chelsea. Share or draw against Nottingham Forest or lose against Liverpool. And we go say against Panathinaikos. Yeah, Panathinaikos match in film. In 2 games in English Premier League, Chelsea win match. Newcastle team never. Any team by Abrewajo on the word, you know. So Uja, that's one example who game they will definitely hurt you. So you need to impose yourself in games. You need leadership in the games. You need to force the boys to get results. And yes, sir, Newcastle never Stamford Bridge. Ababe say go on him. Now feel okay. Ababe say Chelsea for no money ade. Now Utie Chelsea, one of Chelsea's greatest strikers in Floyd Jamie Hasselbecker. Hasselbecker say, "We are Osuopa as a legend of the club." They say Chelsea and Shenia, they are going to be flat out bullies. They say Chelsea ego against Man City. Yes, you Chelsea bobo ba wan share. Chelsea kwawe at Anfield. Yes, you Chelsea bobo pa ba wan share. Now one share that's what me on just attack na. Team be about fear. Nottingham Forest bobo pass one share or bobo pass one share, and that is something that Enzo Maresca should work on. The game against Newcastle at home at the Stamford Bridge will be hinged on 2 things. And me up your mouth. You share obi to say Newcastle team now. 1, more issues in goal scoring. One of the least scoring goals teams or English Premier League, you know, a team of friend in Newcastle United. Almost I see a team. They are one of the teams that it is hard to create chances against them. Almost XG against no ever from. It is only one. It is difficult for you to create a lot of chances. But then again, so we are more efficient in front of goal. You score them. The point of view is that game against Fulham. Chelsea, Newcastle elbow in that game against Fulham. One of the things that was clear was the excessive pace in the middle of the park. Now, everyone at Chelsea says, "Watch the Chelsea team." I'm quite awake in the game against Panathinaikos. They pressed in a fashion that I had not seen in a very long time. Say consistently, say other team look fullback and invert, and I say build up with the back further. Chelsea will press the man with the ball, man for man, and aggressive. So in my mind, on Sunday, Chelsea will feel against Newcastle, given what Enzo Maresca has said, given your personal account, all of the things that he has said, or can say physicality will be important. I am thinking that Enzo Maresca will go into this game again with the double pivot of Caicedo and Lavia. About Fiifi on him, Caicedo and Lavia. To augment the lack of physicality in players with Seko Palmamo and because Newcastle are bullies. So if you don't win duels, now when you're aggressive enough, one can over and Tema, they will hurt you. So he's going to play Romeo Lavia in the middle of the park. And then go in for a man-to-man press against him and friend in Newcastle. Be aggressive on them. Try to win the ball in certain difficult zones and then turn the ball over. Now turning money over. Then it comes down to the efficiency of our attackers. Last season, in Kofo Bebri, I know more a lot of questions with Nicholas Jackson. Have now come to understand the things I used to see when the season was beginning. Like I said, echo back and forth. Chelsea a near striker. Chelsea do not need a 30-goal striker. The efficiency and then the work rate of Nicholas Jackson is there. Harness it. Allow him to grow. Many goals from other parts of the field of play, you'll be fine. If you're against Newcastle today, Chelsea should be able to win.
I win for Chelsea.
Except Chelsea to share against Newcastle because it's an important game. On Wednesday, Chelsea versus Newcastle game in the Carabao Cup, and there is the importance to start winning from here. And yes, as someone is starting and share from now, then there is going to be trouble. Now all can be about it. I go again.
There's all complaints to do.
But I say no can no correct.
How?
Tare Malaysia mobile. Look show. Maguire.
So and as a catcher say now can it's not true. Talama is not in the buyer. How many games no about Manchester?
I'm so proud.
So what to me fano Kasem.
But so the number I saw the transfer.
I understand, but me person say I ran turning in question. Oba name match saying Wabama Manchester. Udi jina so Kasem. How to say a Lenny Yellow. Preseason no pray. It would be fun me Kasem.
But not important. I'm not about.
Agree.
The right centre back when I'm not turn out.
See, when I over Kasebia, and you see how your players they be almost both season, and they are playing well. And then you can make a case. But players are more games in the plan and fan Kasem. Oh, basketball is too much. And you're funny anymore.
You're funny.
So I said, Coffee, all the games you catch us in Trooper. Levetagi in the Manchester, over the 15 for Ultra Premier League table now. Levetagi in the West Ham. I'm the 15th. Ah, Omania bro, Nazala Petagno, so Sagim we. Yeah. Senema will be a bit map.
And all movie.
What? You have 2 players with Brabano. Yeah. And me Manchester, you could be in Koyi.
It's my Manchester Canada. I mean,
and to the Inches Canada.
Uti analysis now, my
man. I give him
ever. My code ne Emma on 10 tem, so meaning member boss on 10 tem. And the code no AME is up at 10282 BB6 102 7B85F. And our last one here 10279 D57 on all Fiifi Manfred social media handles. Twitter, ni na Fiifi Manfred okwa. Obenya quotes no enina hono.
Yen Francesca no preko na. Ayala so already na yen to aso insha 104.5 Asempa 94.7. Kobi manu mu bi na wo de ye case are fine. Only dey say ja season wa bobia obi the impact on the team. Such a player no plan now they can't say fine. Yolo ni tare Malaysia I don't make it.
He was coming in as an important player.
Chama oba o more ball. Ti enka no na. Cheskano ni enko. Why? West Ham no. Oh there be. Your best cry draw.
West Ham best draw.
8 million.
Mate.
8 million.
Yeah, bomb.
My credit na one waka.
Oh yeah. And then ask what can cry. I will be a force one.
Oh, say.
And I was Monday.
I am Monday boy. Oh yes, I'm fine, but new game I'm need that to say bit me. No credit down.
Okay.
The best grab draw.
Madrid they know to predict. Madrid they know team. What predict in come.
Oh, some my share 2 teams no.
Okay, 2 teams.
Pass a bobo pa Madrid be show no.
Now we also show 2 teams. They also show by
and tina me won so yin team no. 0553 and the last 3 digits. Newcastle is here when you 1,010 million. Akoguna account to this year. Otu ono mo oye den so fa ofo na ukura telisa ana MTN also ebo star 281 hash. Yenu anama mutie live on Asempa 94.7. Mundina amaka ho. Ye fan sika. Ade ma content a. Nyama uska dia show buto na weekend. 80,000 cities ana 1,000 10 million the nyets kaketo akra. Can be star 281 hash. Star 281 hash. Na HUC option 2. Ebi ana upesika bi urgent. Ade aye
1,000 Ghana cedis according to Fatilo. Still code near the same. Star 281 hash. Maybe answer sign. Me show find share from option. Or find share from option. Which number of tickets I will pay. CCI won't cry here. Baby, I'll show what TV DJ box. Baby, you will get it. And Ucha will be team responsibility mark or seek an intent. Which and the matches I can see world weekend in tea. You intent them. I'll go straight to the Italian Serie A because almost more big game. And Juve and it's away to Internazionale Milan. Now, this is the start Italian Serie A. Juve and said that they're too flamboyant, or very, very defensive. Now, almost against an inter-sider in the Italian Serie A, on top of the Italian Serie A table, Antonio Conte Napoli, and I show you another on top of the table. Now, Inter at a second, just a point or 2 away from them. A ball feel at the Giuseppe Meazza, knowing they need to get a job done over the week. Omoko away Kokobo in Champions League, Omunya results now. Nya can say almost starting Omunya home form in the Italian Serie A and consistently push up on top. That is where the issue have been in a few games in Italian Serie A this season. Inter have a few problems with personnel, available, players, prepara, and even how Simeone Inzaghi set up the team. Makaniha say Ejuma Antonio Conte are transforming Napoli team over just a span of 7 to 8 games has been very, very instrumental. And now Inter Juve I think there's also Juve team now. Are largely inexperienced. Scalvini more, Cambiaso more, Omotinefie Frankfurt, Omo team your friend is Stuttgart now. You could tell some inexperience no showed on the day. Omoko away some the reigning champions of the Italian Serie A and a largely experienced group in Inter forum. I don't think they will have enough to beat Inter. I think the Inter are a very, very good side, and at home they have enough. So Mbeshe Tima, your friend Juventus.